The now defunct San Diego Chargers. Well, they may be defunct, but the LA Chargers show ain't. They done paid my boy Herbie. Okay, before I get into the story, I just got to let you know my Herbie story, right? So I was hosting the LA Chargers event, charity golf tournament, party, all this stuff about a month ago, right? And I have not met Justin Herbert in real life, but I go to every single game, and that's my favorite player. It was Lamar Jackson, but kind of getting weird a little bit of late, not just being available and all, hurt a little bit. So I was like, Lamar Jackson, but Justin Herbert, because I see him every single time at games. But I never met him in real life, right? So finally I'm at the tournament, and I didn't even know if he was there, and I didn't want to put myself in that mindset to be disappointed that Herbert wasn't going to be at the golf tournament. So I'm just riding around, but I'm like, damn, this is the house that Herbert is building, right? I'm just chilling. All right. Then I pull up to, I don't know, the 13th hole. And then I turn. And as I turn, there's a cart pulling in. And guess who's in the cart? Y'all know, Herbie. And then I run up to him like fan man, like straight up. Like, I don't give a damn. Like, dog, Justin. First of all, I'm like this. I ain't even say like this. I said, this Justin Herbert, that sucker there 6'6" for real. Like, for real 6'6". He like, hey, Marcellus, nice to meet you. Now, first, that caught me like, he Marcellus. Now, I know I'm somebody, but I ain't Tom Hanks, like I told y'all before. I could go to Craig's and not get a picture, but Herbert knew my name, right? So I'm pumped, and I'm like, man, you know you're my favorite player. I always rep for you. I got love for you, blah, blah, blah. And then he stopped me. He said, you don't understand. I grew up watching you. I love you. Sports Nation was my thing. And then it clicked. I was like, this 24-year-old, oh, go back to 10, 20, oh, carry the one. Yes, when I'm doing these silly shows and fun shows, kids are going home. Mom, shh, be quiet. It's 3 o'clock, Sports Nation's on, something like that. And then that kid is now this kid who I'm a fan of. Ain't that crazy how the world works? Anyway, let's talk about why we all a fan of him, especially the Chargers organization. Because they paid him a super lotto prize, $262.5 million. But now the pressure, the heat is really on Justin Herbert. 5-year extension. And we know that Justin Herbert has been putting up some crazy stats, but it hasn't led to ultimate team success despite them making the playoffs last year. Eye-popping stats, we get it. And they got a loaded roster. The Chargers are stacked. But let's talk about what the Chargers were thinking. Here's a quote. If I know one thing, our players, front office, coaches, we believe in him 100%. That's from the general manager, Tom Telesco. He's a perfectionist, and how much he does in preparation for his job. What I've been around, all the great quarterbacks have that. As far as what they do in the building to prepare for the next opponent and the amount of work into it. Then combine that with his physical ability. I ain't lying. We're extremely lucky to have him. Yes, they're talking about Herbert and betting on Herbert big to take them to a place they've never been, which is winning a Super Bowl. But at least get us to somewhere we've been once in our history. 64 years of existence. One time they appeared in the Super Bowl. Y'all remember when the Chargers were in the Super Bowl? Yeah, it was forgettable. San Francisco tilted on them boys. I forget that final score. 50-something to 20 or something like that. It was crazy. So Herbert, 3 seasons. Let's talk about him. His stats and his records are insane. Little trivia right here. Who has the most passing yards through a player's first 3 NFL seasons in NFL history? History. You know, every quarterback you can ever name. Him too. Yep, that one too. Who has the most yards? Justin Herbert. Herbie? Okay. Only player in NFL history to throw for 4,000 yards in each of his first 3 seasons, still Herbie. He joins Peyton Manning. Good company, let's just say that. Hall of Fame quarterback Peyton Manning as the only quarterback to pass for 25 touchdowns in each of his first 3 NFL seasons. Yes, that's Justin Herbert. Now, I can hear y'all right now. All of those stats are cool. All of those stats are cute. Didn't hear Patrick Mahomes' name in there, despite Patrick Mahomes being the best quarterback right now. So how can we make sense of these stats? Because all of that says you should be the best. But you may be one of the best, but your team is not having the ultimate success. So therefore, how good are you? That's the conversation that circulates around Justin Herbert. He saw him last year have the shoulder injury at the end of the season. It was his non-throwing arm, shoulder. So therefore, he had the postseason surgery, played with fractured ribs, still put up some crazy stats. But it's not about Herbert, because I come from that mindset, like, before I could worry about wins and losses, I got to do my job. And sometimes people look at that selfishly. It's like, nah, I got to go out there and get sacks. If I'm Herbert, I got to get yards, I got to get points, right? I got to have a completion percentage that's high. I got to do my part. And then it's going to add up through osmosis for us to have team success. But somehow, some way, people get lost in that when they talk about quarterbacks. How good is he? They ain't won. And then you show them somebody who does win with a quarterback you don't think that good, like, let's say Eli, or Mark Sanchez, who kept going to the AFC Championship game, people killing them. I'm like, wait a minute. He is good because he got the stats, or he's not good because he doesn't have the stats? That's simple. But what about this one? They are actually doing well as a team, but is he that good? And y'all like, and then where does Justin Herbert fit in there? So that's the conversation. But look at the team he got this year. Woo, we about to tilt. You got Kellen Moore now as your offensive coordinator, new juice calling the plays. We got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams coming back on those restructured deals. Quentin Johnson got drafted in the first round, another receiver. Austin Eckler got his deal amended, and he got some new incentives to go chase it. We got Trey Pipkins II. We got Rashawn Slater coming back from injury. You got Bosa, Khalil Mack, Eric Kendricks, and Derwin James is coming back. What's the problem? What's the excuses here? No excuses, because now you got Herbert, who is now in the driver's seat, comfortably secure with that seatbelt on for 5 years, knowing he's leading this franchise. So, they put a huge bet on Justin Herbert. Y'all think that's a smart bet? Because I do. And if you can't bet on Justin Herbert doing his job like he has done his job so far in his career, then who can you bet on, right? A sure bet? Well, Patrick Mahomes is already taken. A sure bet? Is there another quarterback, Josh Allen, that's a sure bet? Joe Burrow, who's up next to get his money? Sure bet. But where are the sure bets? If you're talking about team success, I named those. I don't even name Lamar Jackson if you're talking about a sure bet. But then when you start talking about, he's just a baller, he always going to do his job. Justin Herbert is in that conversation. I just hope that it finally materializes for team success so y'all can stay off my boy Herbie, because the dude is a top 5 quarterback in my book. My question is he a top 5 quarterback in your book? And do you think the Chargers are really a Super Bowl contender this season? Y'all better say yeah, because this show going to be nothing but Charger game videos of me clowning around with Herbert in the background just acting a donkey, because we love going to those games. And do y'all think they're going to win a Super Bowl? Maybe not this year, but within the 5 years of this new contract, this new deal. What y'all think about those Chargers? Lights out. Remember that Deshaun Merriman dance? Or the Junior Say Out Boom? Or the Wiley Buck the Boat? Boy, my Chargers need to get over that hump.